Monday morning it is in Nigeria, West Africa. This is the 10th day in the second month of 2025. How's your Monday morning starting already? My name is Owigho. This is Owigho TV, live on YouTube as we speak. At Owigho TV on YouTube, you can join us dissecting several newspaper headlines. And let's see where the stories are headed. Let's see where the country Nigeria is also headed. And then sometime later, I'll bring you global news update. So, if you are ready with me, let's go on this epic journey together. But just before I do that, right, I'd like to take a bit of a detour and then talk about something quite motivational. And it has to do with the fact that I'd like to remind you that there's never a right time for you to do something. If you have a dream, something you are quite passionate about, right? And you know how to go about it. You're literally waiting for the right time. There just might be no right time. Time is now. It's either you do it now or it's over. So, if I were you, I would go ahead, jump on it, because you never can tell what will be or become of that idea another 5 years from now, another 10 years from now, and all of that. You never can tell what would become of that idea. So go ahead, whatever you think, it's kind of troubling you. That's how you basically know what you're cut out for. Like in the night, enough is sleep. You just keep thinking and you're talking and you just keep thinking about it. And everything that comes to your mind still centers around that vision of yours. Everything that comes to your mind still centers around that thing that you actually want to do. You know you can do it. And that's why it keeps recurring, because you can actually do it. But the difference right now is the fact that you have decided to sleep on it. Some people know that they are talented, but they just choose to sleep on it. And by sleeping on it, before you know, 5 years is gone, 10 years gone, you haven't even started. Sometimes I sit down and I imagine I didn't take the steps that I took to be able to become a broadcaster. What's that for they do now? And then one thing it does is that it shows you the path to one, and that one can open like several other doors. Don't sleep on your dreams. Do not sleep on your destiny as well. My name is Owigho. Let's jump to our newspaper headlines this morning. Let's see what exactly be going on in Nigeria. Let's see how it goes. It's already, one issue to another, and then another, and then another one. That's how I think this continues to go. All right, let's talk about minimum wage. This one starting from the Punch newspaper this morning. It says 70,000 naira minimum wage. States' salaries rise by 90% to 3.8 trillion naira. Stories on the Punch newspaper. It says 70,000 naira minimum wage. States' salaries rise by 90% to 3.8 trillion naira. The amount budgeted for personnel costs, including salaries and allowances to states, civil servants, has increased from 20.036 trillion naira spent in 2024 to 3.87 trillion naira in the approved 2025 budget. Although the 36 subnational allocated a total sum of 2.8 trillion naira as salaries cost, it only paid out a total of 2.03 trillion naira within the 12 months of 2024, a reduction of 764 billion naira, according to its budget implementation report. According to data obtained from the 2025 approved budget of the 36 state governments, the increase occasioned by the implementation of the newly approved 70,000 minimum wage and spiraling political appointments reflects an increase of nearly 90.23%. The approved budgets are also contained in Open States, a budget-backed website that serves a repository of government budget data. The budget report also indicated that at least 27 states of the Federation will not be able to pay workers' salaries this year without having to wait for federal allocation from the central government. In July 2024, President Bola Tinubu officially approved a significant increase in the minimum wage for Nigerian workers, raising it from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira. This decision came after several months of rigorous decisions and negotiations between the government and labor unions. However, the implementation of this wage increase has been gradual across the country, with some states still yet to adopt the new minimum wage. In response to this delay, the Nigeria Labour Congress issued a stern ultimatum to state governments demanding that they fully implement the new minimum wage structure by December 1, 2024. Despite this pressure, several states have yet to initiate the payment of the revised minimum wage, further prolonging the financial relief that the workers in the states have been expecting. So, if this goes as far, as having states not being able to meet up with the 70,000 naira minimum wage, although the increase has actually made 2025 budget spiral. And we also talk about an increase of about 3.87 trillion naira in 2025 budget as against the 2.036 trillion naira 2024 budget that was allocated for payment to salaries, especially in states, the state civil service, right? 3.87 trillion naira as against 2.03 rather trillion naira in 2024. So, despite all of this, some states are still saying that they're not going to pay. They will not be able to pay 70,000. But do you also remember that there were some states that even could not pay 30,000? They said it is not financially viable for the states, for their states, to be able to afford that kind of salary. At 30,000 naira, is there anything that has improved in those states? They were not able to pay 30,000 for them to now be able to pay 70,000. Did they increase their allocation? Did they increase their IGR? Are they now looking for other ways of making money within the state? Because despite the fact that you take money from the federal government at the center every month, there's nothing that stops you from also having to generate money inward. States that cannot generate revenue, right? States that cannot, like all they do is depend on the federal government every month. Accountant General, Auditor General, and Governor, all of them are in Abuja. In Transcore, looking for who to call because they came to share money. As in, they be sharing. And if you have a breakdown of how much goes to these states on a monthly basis, you say no wonder. Because if I wake you up today and I start giving you 500 billion every month, you go work. When you know that whether you work or you don't work, there's 500 billion. Bah! It's coming to you. If you were the one, would you work? So that's why people have talked about, scrapping this feeding bottle approach that will be giving governors and states. Let's stop feeding them. Let them be the ones to be paying something to the federal. Why would they be collecting money? They're not bringing anything. But remember also that while the state government collect VAT on some products, they actually send it, they remit it. So they get to share this federal allocation based on the VATs that come in, how they come in, when they come in. There's some states that have, more local governments, so they get to share them based on their own local governments. If the local government, like Kano State that has 44, right, would have to use and divide by 44 local governments, and the number of constituencies that's going to give us at the end of the day. So, if I were you, let's scrap this feeding bottle approach. Let state governments and governors start to think about how to generate money inward. Let them be the ones to be paying the federal government at the center, rather than having us, take this money, work it however I want to work it, and then they will just show in Abuja and come and share it every month. You see governor, you see accountants general, you will see auditor general. They'll be chilling in Transcorp. Why? They have come to collect pocket money. Pocket money that they cannot raise by themselves. Pocket money that if you leave them, they're not going to feel run them. They're not going to feel run them. Do you get? And then in most cases, this thing just goes ahead, it goes further, right? To show us, like I said earlier, if I give you 500 billion, will you walk? Some states get as much as 300 billion, 400 and something billion every month. And you expect them to work. Our in-house analyst, Slickman Oni, aka Ambassador Wala. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you.
Yes. Worshippers at home and viewers all over the world. So sorry that I'm coming a bit late on the program. I know that when we talk about spontaneity, I am always there. Punctuality, I am always also standing. Today is my 4 years anniversary of being a single parent, being a single father. So we have to say some prayers and some things, and at the same time, when you have children who are preparing to write JAM, and government have make a level environment for them, but the people in charge did not make it room for them. Just the way you're saying that they will not work, but they want to come and collect pocket money.
They always collect.
Ogogi. They will come and collect our pocket money in the nation's capital and at the same time. So those are the two reasons that made me to come late to work this morning, but I believe we will still move on. The show must go on. And for those who has been coming to collect money, they should keep coming.
They should keep coming.
They should keep. Maybe I believe you don't read that now. Additional how many states?
31 additional to 36 that we already have.
That make it to become 60.
31 plus 36, 67.
67 states. And on Friday, I and Owigho were able to analyze to tell you that a father that cannot care or that cannot provide for two children is asking the wife to give more.
You never feel take care of it.
You cannot take care of two children and you are asking your wife to give more. To give birth to more. So who will take
care of the more?
Take care of the responsibility of the more children. But because sometimes our ethnics and what they have used to divide us is a major problem that we are having. Because if you look at these states that they're asking them to create, I've analyzed it.
So they will come and share the money.
And no, not even about to share the money. See, Owigho, one thing that a lot of people begin to draw my attention to, that do you guys, Owigho and Ambassador Wala, do you know that top journalists, top presenters stay to listen to you guys?
True that.
And some of them they don't edit our word.
They go your packer like that.
They will copy it and paste it the way.
It's okay.
A senior colleague in the broadcasting, Mr. Wale Adediro, who caught my attention after our Friday program, who said to me, he said he want to beg that I should go undertake one more course. That after that you know that the sky will be. And I said, sir, I don't understand. He said, oh, we're going to say something that when you're talking about analysis, that they should leave it for Ambassador Wahala. He said he was not watching us alone. He was in the house of the Controller General of Custom, Mr. Wale.
Don't blow.
That is where he was watching. And immediately Mr. Wale began to hear my voice. He thought it was a recorded program. And he said, no, these guys are live. And he said, I just pray that I should have money like 10 million naira and give to Wala. Let him go to so place to do 6 months course. Said it's done. Because when we analyze, we don't just come to sit down to give on your opinion, TV, right? On your view to talk because we want to talk. Nah. We talk with facts and we talk with figures. Just as I say, those states that they are trying to carve out, there are mineral resources
in those states. Even those places that those specific areas that they want to
cut to become a state. Now, Owigho, let me tell you something. Do you know that Kogi State, the Obajana cement factory, that Dangote, who happened to be the richest man, has the cement factory. Do you know that the natural resources in Obajana alone can cater for 28 states their budget?
In Obajana alone.
Can
cater 28 states.
Not just one year. That okay, this
successively.
These resources here we have in Obajana. Let it go to 28 states to be giving them budget and allocation to the rest of what they call Nigeria.
And it to be funding continuously.
That is why you see in Kogi State, they carve out that place to call it Okun State.
That's why they have more resources.
Because they have a lot of human and natural resources. What do we call this stone that they use in doing our ties? We have it in Obajana.
Granite.
And
maybe
not only that we have it in Obajana, is the best in the whole world. Not like the way they talk about our garlic, our ginger. Now, the vital land that produce garlic and ginger and apple very fast is in Makurdi. That is where the part of the Benue state that is where they wanted to create another state from. Do you know that Turkey, I'm saying what I know, and Benue people know what I'm talking about. Do you know that Turkey, Saudi Arabia, including China, go to that place and fetch the soil? Listen to me, Owigho. They pack that particular soil and put the plants that they wanted and dig their own ground and put it and it continued to grow. That is why we said NIMASA has a lot of job to do. Nigeria Port Authority has a lot of job to do. That when you know you said something and we all laugh to it, that when sleeping become interesting, that shows a man is jobless.
Yeah, true that. When sleep doesn't switch you,
that shows you are jobless. Now, because you see why the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government is still standing, that this government cannot fail us. This government is going to be the best government after late General Sani Abacha. It is not all about the price of what we are buying food. True. It is not all about the price of what we are buying and petrol. It is not all about. Nigeria is known to be a wasted country. We waste a lot. Now, Owigho, when last did you see food in the dustbin again?
trouble if not to throw away.
You don't understand? But in those days,
You trashing food up and
you
down.
trash it away.
Without chop 2 spoons, without throw around.
You don't understand because we have it surplus, because we get those money in unconditional and illegal way. But now,
Everybody
you have to pay your tax. You know you have NEPA bill, whether NEPA are giving you light or not. They will do it and all that. And the question we will continue to say, how do we get here, Owigho?
So, is it years of rot? Is it years of not doing the right thing?
No, years of not doing the right thing.
So everything was being subsidized for Nigerians.
For Nigeria.
And then suddenly they remove it. Just like say they remove the carpet under your feet. Bam! You can fall.
You begin. That falling is what a lot of us are crying out now.
That's a wake-up call.
Exactly.
If you knock your head for ground, wake up and ask yourself, how did I fall? Why did I fall? So you won't go back and stand there again.
Yes, let's hear what Baba Obasanjo is saying now.
How I sacked my daughter over lateness. According to former President Olusegun Obasanjo, he says how I sacked my daughter over lateness. Olusegun Obasanjo, former president, yesterday recalled how he sacked his daughter from his farm on account of late coming to work. According to Obasanjo, the action had an incredible effect on all his employees, saying, if Baba could do this to his daughter, who are we? The former president, who made the disclosure while playing host to the new chairman, Board of Management of Federal Medical Center, Idiaba in Abeokuta, Dr. Dayo Israel, who was on courtesy visit to him at his penthouse residence located in the premises of Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Abeokuta, Ogun State Capital, told his visitor to brace up for the challenges ahead and be ready to step on toes, if necessary, for a successful tenure in office. He said no leader of note has ever come across or achieved without stepping on toes. Dr. Israel was in company of the FMC Abeokuta Medical Director, Professor Adewale Musa Ulomo, and members of his management team. The former president, according to a statement by the hospital's head of public relations, Dr. Shegun Orisajo, said, if you're doing a job and you're not stepping on toes, then you are not effective. Shortly after I left office as head of state, my first daughter, then at University of Ibadan studying veterinary medicine, was engaged on my farm to gain some practical experience during long vacation. On day one, she resumed at 7:15 in the morning as against the usual 7 o'clock. I warned her, reminding her that she has an obligation to be of good example to the other workers. I told her I will not hesitate to wield the big stick should she do the same and if it repeated going forward. To my amazement, the following day, she was late to work again. I did not hesitate to send her back right in front of the gate. Not surprisingly, this had an indescribable effect on all my employees, saying if Baba could do this to his daughter, who will be? So, is that what leadership entails?
Let's ask Baba Obasanjo. Baba Obasanjo, sir, was he, after you rule us for 8 years?
Lead us.
You rule us.
Lead us.
You lead us for 8 years.
Yeah, they say when you rule is military.
Okay, when you lead us for 8 years, is it after 8 years that you sack
Your daughter.
this your daughter?
She was in school. Like she was doing intern
And they
on
say,
the farm
what year?
after he left office.
As a president?
Yeah.
As a military or
As a democratic president.
As a democratic president. And he said, my first daughter.
She was on the farm.
My
the
first
Otta farm.
daughter.
No, he said one of his daughters.
One of his daughter, okay. I thought he said my first daughter. Is he the last born or is he second to the last? Is he Auntie Yabo?
Doesn't matter.
No, because we need to know. Because sometimes when our parents are growing old, they come out to tell us some kind things. But I believe that is a word of encouragement to the doctors who actually want
He
to
said my first daughter.
That is what I'm saying.
My first daughter.
So please, let's go with the
then
name.
at University of Ibadan.
Let's Google the name of the first daughter of former President Olusegun Obasanjo.
Obasanjo
First daughter. Let's Google the name. Because if you go enter Google and say Ambassador Ala first.
Yabo.
That's what I'm asking. When is it when Yabo has been an honorable in the house? That Yabo came to the farm.
To the farm.
Because we need to know.
Yeah.
Yes, now because Yabo was in the National Assembly as an honorable.
Really?
Yes, now if you Google Yabo was indicted into some kind of money palaba, we know what they're saying. We have the history in our hand. You Google it. Yabo was involved in this thing that to the extent Yabo was able to jump fence.
That was in 2007.
The Yabo jump fence.
Yeah.
Were you not aware?
And Obasanjo left power in 2009.
So when did Yabo went to the Ota farm?
And in 2007, she was already in the National Assembly. Let's say the story now. Sit down, hello. I don't get it.
Mr. Adeyoju, hope I'm not making you laugh this morning again. You have always been saying it that when I analyze, you don't wait for the analysis. You always wait for the punchline. So look at it. So now let's enter the Google and ask Google.
And before she went into the National Assembly, right? She was Commissioner for Health.
In Ogun State.
In Ogun State. So which time she come farm?
So when did she went to farm?
Maybe it was while he was still president. Don't you forget.
No, that is what I'm asking.
Of Nigeria.
Was he
military
during
era?
Military era or after the being a democracy? Because we must look at this, because sometimes when we want to encourage people, we use certain things as an example. But you know certain things, the atomic of it will be there. You understand me? Because Iyabo Obasanjo that I know.
So which time is she going to go that farm?
That is what.
Maybe he was. Well, no.
So
maybe his first granddaughter I was trying to say.
No, let's leave the story.
Just take the headline.
Let's leave the headline.
So if you want to be a good leader, don't be scared to step on toes.
No, exactly. That's
the message.
That is the message, and that is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu
is doing.
Has done.
Yeah.
He has stepped on toes of those who are embezzled, who are actually escalavocious our operators' money in the oil subsidies.
And those people others have been scared of stepping on their toes.
Others, when President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan wanted to
remove it,
people say President Muhammadu Buhari came out. President Obasanjo and Bola Ahmed Tinubu was one of the people who led protests, who led this. He said in his word, Pharaoh, let my people go. Now, he said, go, listen. It's a message from the word of God that is passing through. He said, go down, Moses, go down to Egypt and tell Pharaoh, let my people go. There are many people who are there before who? Moses.
Yeah.
There are so strong people who are there before Moses.
True that.
When David killed Goliath, David was not the only person.
He was not even the biggest, the strongest.
He was not even the strongest. A lot of people are scared of Goliath. But David said, today you will be brought down.
Your head will come out.
So,
now
our Moses is Baba Tinubu. Our David who conquered Goliath is Baba Tinubu. So we must. Because all these things are written. He said the kingdom of God suffered violence. And what
only
happened?
The violent one shall take it by force. So if they refuse to remove the subsidy, collect them.
With force. So Baba Tinubu has collected it by force. During the time of Baba Obasanjo, who actually sacked his daughter for coming late, how many people did Baba Obasanjo sack
while he was president?
When he was the president?
Probably his team were doing well. Ngozi Konjo was on top of her game.
There were no time that any of them come to work late. When Muhammadu Buhari took over, the day that they announced that Buhari is taking over, that the INEC said, I declare Muhammadu Buhari return elected as the president elected. That day, the next day is a working day. You know that civil servants went to work very early.
All of them, everybody fear.
Because of what happened when he was a military head.
True that. True that.
But what later happened? They say Baba don't weak.
Even light improve.
They say Baba don't weak.
They say nobody will know that time. Because everybody thought that he was coming with that same energy.
With that same energy. And that's why we are saying our Messiah. But they said, no, your Messiah is not yet arrived. Even Baba Tinubu is not even the Messiah of Nigeria. But he has come to clear way for them. Because he is the one that is being referred as John the Baptist. Because there are many baptisms that have done before John baptized Jesus Christ.
Preach.
But Jesus chose John to baptize him. So when we're talking,
analysis and there's analysis.
So when we're talking, we bring it in this angle and in this angle to shape it for Nigerians and the world to see.
Kwankwaso Aregbesola holds strategic meeting in Lagos ahead of 2027. Kwankwaso Aregbesola hold strategic meeting in Lagos ahead of 2027. The presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP) in the 2023 general election, Rabiu Kwankwaso, and former Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola yesterday met in Lagos to strategize ahead of the 2027 general election. This is just as the national chairman of the NNPP, Agbo Major, has stated that the faction of the party led by Kwankwaso remains expelled from the party. However, details of what the two men discussed at the meeting held at Aregbesola's Lagos residence could not be immediately ascertained. These days gathered that the two leaders held marathon meeting in Lagos where they strategized on the 2027 election, a party source told an online news platform. The development comes days after Omoloabi Progressives, Aregbesola's political party, left the All Progressives Congress (APC). The spokesperson of the group, Abosede Oluwaseun, had said members resolved to quit APC because of ostracization of the party, suspension and expulsion of leaders without fair hearing, and continuous denigration of the structure. So, is there anything for...
What is Rauf Aregbesola trying to do? They are trying to form amalgamation with Kwankwaso.
Seems that's what it is.
They are trying. What is it trying? Is it Kwankwaso coming as president? Rauf Aregbesola want to come as vice of their family association meeting. Who is Rauf Aregbesola without Tinubu? Rauf Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola was a commissioner under Tinubu as a governor in Lagos State.
And then the position he held as Minister of Interior at the time, who recommended?
No, who even been a governor of Osun State?
Who put them?
Listen, you see, history is what a lot of us don't know. And I begin to wonder why history was removed in our educational system, in the curriculum of our children. His name is Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. Who gave him that nickname, Ogbeni? It was Tinubu that gave him that name.
So is he biting the fingers that fed him?
He said, Ogbeni Wambi by.
So after all of that,
and you want
Commissioner, Governor, Minister. You want to now come out and defect and form another political party?
Another political party against Tinubu in 2027? Or against who in 2027? I stand to be corrected. There are only two people who can shake President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2027 general election.
Wow.
If Peter Obi can succumb to become a vice to Atiku Abubakar, or if former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan should come out.
These are the only two people.
These are the only two people.
The whole country.
In the whole country. Apart from that, Baba Tinubu will rule his 8 years.
Atiku doesn't stand a chance. Atiku doesn't stand a chance.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let's analyze 2027 before 2027 we come.
True that.
Divided in the house has been if the producer is here now, he should be taking this particular shot that can be posted later.
Actually.
Because when people are watching and streaming now, they will be not able to go back, but it's rather to add their comment to what we're saying.
True that.
Atiku will not want to second. Peter Obi will not want to step down.
Because he has seen the kind of weight that he can carry.
All. Because the obedient have actually
Open
said you are the one.
Open your eye.
And none of these people, we started analyzing 2027 already. The only way that Tinubu camp can shake is if Atiku Abubakar come as a president and Peter Obi come as his vice.
What if Peter Obi as president and then someone else as vice?
Peter Obi as a president and someone else as a vice in under whose party?
Any other
in
party?
All the parties that they have a problem. Labour Party is having an internal problem. When last did we hear Anti-Aisha Yusuf coming out again to talk? Aburi's faction is different. The same thing in the PDP.
But when it comes to election, they'll definitely feel the candidate, so they might settle all their...
That is what I am trying to say. Let me tell you, Alhaji Rabi Musa Konkoso, I will still tell you that Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola is still a subject and a tools for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
So is he playing? They are coming to
Kajol. They are coming to Kajol you.
Konkoso.
They are coming to Kajol the Konkosia.
So they are mocking him.
Yes, they are coming to Kajol you. What meeting do you want? What kind of a meeting do you want? And what is it called? And pussycat to do with frying meat.
The chopper.
Yes. So all this amalgamation that they are doing, I am saying that 2027 they should not even waste any money to budget for election.
So they should
because
leave it.
yes, immediately that people begin to nurse for former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
Yeah.
The wife have actually come out and said, "Leave my husband alone. We did not forget anything in Villa."
Siam.
Because immediately people get to discover that Donald Trump can come back to win. And Nigerians who don't really know what we are passing by this cabal, they will not tell us the outcome of the meeting.
So the only two people now that can stand Tinubu in 2027, not even standing, maybe say
they can shake
him a bit.
A bit.
But them say go shake well.
No, they can only shake him.
Small.
But not. In fact, those two people cannot even shake Sheyi, the son of the president. But
Peter Obi and
Atiku,
they cannot even shake Sheyi.
They cannot shake Sheyi Tinubu.
Belente
Tinubu. They cannot shake Sheyi Tinubu.
So that means Tinubu Express 2027.
So because Baba himself knows what he has placed on the table. That is why you can see the caucus of Erufai are different. The caucus of Amechi are different. Is it now that they want to form that? Something people did not form when the man did not take over power.
You're not more concerned about Nigeria now that you are outside than when you were inside.
You are now concerned.
You're now talking about rescuing Nigeria.
Come on.
From who?
From who? Don't give us this cock and bull story. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola.
I don't hear, Abby.
It's
cock and it's bull. Let's do Premium Times real quick. Boko Haram displaced persons in fresh anguish as Borno government demolishes properties. This is supposed to be double tragedy. Boko Haram displaced persons in fresh anguish as Borno government demolishes properties. Many persons displaced by the Boko Haram insurgency in Borno state were left in fresh anguish last week as the state government demolished houses many of them had occupied for over 10 years. The IDPs rather, thought they had permanently resettled in the properties until the government sent equipment to pull down their houses, citing illegal land ownership and offering no compensation whatsoever.
At all.
The government demolished the houses to expand the Muhammadu Buhari International Airport in Maiduguri, which was recently upgraded by the federal government to offer international flights. The demolition exercise affected more than 100 houses. The state government accused the owners of trespassing into the airport's reserved area. It said it had conducted several sensitization campaigns on the land status since 2020.
Since 2020, we've been hearing that the government of Borno State have been telling these people to leave this particular area. And based on information on security bill, that these people are building to coaching into the airport land. And because Maiduguri International Airport was not more functioning because of it has been a home of a terrorist. Now they are beginning to wipe out these terrorist people away. And they said, no, we want Maiduguri to come back of Maiduguri of 1994. We want Maiduguri to be a Maiduguri of 1990.
West African Commercial Hall.
You understand? We want it to become how it is. And now, according to security experts who were also analyzing with us, have made us to understand that most of these houses are now in question by the terrorists by themselves. They were the ones who are trying to build those houses and to begin a way of taking over. But after coming, when the the governor Zulu told them that, come, you people have to. And he has taken a bold step of, let's take it by force.
But he didn't provide an alternative.
There was no alternative that was supposed to be provided for such things.
But looking at a state that has been devastated by insecurity,
whether being devastated by insecurity or not, these people know where they are coming from. They should go back to their home.
What if their homes have been deserted?
There is no home that is being deserted.
Boko Haram don't wipe them.
Because before this, the governor has built over 500 houses for the internally displaced people.
Actually,
over 500 houses were built for them.
True that.
And instead of these people
to go and stay
there, they are still coming out. And that is where they bring out an Operation Yabanga to support
the military.
But yet, these people are still running. Okay, why are you running from where you are? And you are having them the same money to come and buy a block and be building inside the airport
town.
Airport land.
Probably with urbanization. They want to come into the city center. They want to get closer to where there's more development. Where network. Necessarily they off network for that place where if Boko Haram wake up and they just go off them.
As our NEPA, they do these days.
That's the much that we can take. Thank you so much. We'll do it again same time tomorrow. There'll be no PG news today. Yes. Most definitely in a hurry. All of us give it a go. So on YouTube,
we want to go and start selling land.
Oh boy!
Because clients and buyers are waiting.
Yeah.
And we are the only reliable people that can give you a landed property
that is genuine.
That is genuine. Because number one, our integrity is at stake. And our experience, and we also help you. If you're watching us, somebody you have bought a land that is fake, and from somebody you have the paper, and the person refuses to refund you.
Carry a call. We'll regularize it for you.
We'll help you collect and sharply.
Straight up.
The only thing will just be we'll help you to be singing one song. Sunana Basi.
Yo wa.
Ampara deze.
Sunana Basu. That's the song we'll be using for you.
To help you to recover your
it's a good.
This and then at the end, where your voice is too loud, NEPA take like the on gen, then your enemy will go off the gen. Then you become move off the gen.
Or pour salt inside your fat tank. We're out of here. See you on the other side. On behalf of Ambassador Wala and myself, my name is Owigho.